And Mel reckons by Saturday or by Sunday, we should be 300 pounds. So that's how fast my body can change, and people really do understand that. When it comes to like putting on muscle, I do it well.
What's up guys and welcome. You are watching Fazi Fitness. So let's start this video with Samson Dauda and his big announcement that is going for this upcoming Prague Pro, which is scheduled in a little more than 1 week time now. And this show is turning out to be one of the best shows in the post-Olympia tour for 2 years in a row now. So last year they had Chris Bumstead when he made his men's open debut in Prague Pro. This year we have a much crazier lineup with the former Olympia champion Samson Dauda, with the reigning Olympia champion in the 212, Keon Pearson, Martin Fitzwater, a top 5 Olympian from this year, and also Michael Krizo. So out of all the guys, the most anticipated one here, that is the open debut of Keon. So let's talk about Samson Dauda and his latest physique update. So the man is already up 15 pounds compared to how much he weighed at the Olympia this year, which was about 280 pounds. So is he the same Samson Dauda that we normally see, that we used to see in the past? Well, I have to say, although he looks bigger, more rounder, but as of right now, I must say no, he clearly isn't. The legs aren't even close to what they used to look like in the past, but he still had about 1 more week where they can keep filling up, keep on carbs loading. And the good thing is that he has been able to put all this in just 1 week, but the condition is still looking very crispy.
I'm gonna let loose on the growing thing, man. I'm gonna show you guys how much size I can really put on if I actually try. So yeah, this is gonna be interesting. So first and foremost, we're gonna finish this prep strong. I'm gonna get back on stage. We're gonna rock a show, and then we're gonna say, okay, right, time to get on from down. Let's start growing. Let's get our muscle back. Let's start growing fully. So yeah, let's get to training, man. Let's do what we do.
So will we see the same Samson Dauda as we saw earlier this year at the Arnold, Ohio? Because with that size, he will blow away the whole competition at this upcoming Prague Pro. But I must say 2 weeks is way too little time for him to get that kind of size back. And if they go too aggressive with the carbs loading, they can risk losing the conditioning and he can spill over. And they would not like to do that because Samson worked pretty damn hard to get into that kind of conditioning. So we will 100% see a better version of Samson Dauda on Prague Pro stage compared to what we saw at the Olympia this year. And he's obviously the favorite to win this show. Now this is the problem with some of the bodybuilding fans. An athlete has one bad showing and they just forget how great they were just 6 months back or 1 year back. Now even though Keon Pearson won his third 212 Olympia title this past weekend, he obviously wasn't happy with the look that he presented at the prejudging. This was the first time in the past couple of years we saw Keon Pearson getting some criticism by the fans and by the bodybuilding media. And that wasn't because of his conditioning and him not being as ripped or as grainy as Sean Carida. It was because of his midsection, as that wasn't as tight as it was in the past. And for the past 12 weeks or so, every bodybuilding media outlet, they kept on repeating one thing, that Keon is in a league of his own. He will be untouchable at the Olympia this year. I said the same thing. I was expecting the same thing, but that wasn't the case, especially after the prejudging. As you guys can see from this caption that Keon posted earlier today, he knows he's kind of an underdog going into Prague Pro. The man is literally going up against top 4 and top 5 in the world, and we will see what the hype is all about finally in 1 week time. So how does Keon compare to the open pros that will pretty much define the future of Keon? So the topic of him and that he should switch over to the men's open, that has been one of the most talked about thing in bodybuilding throughout this year. So this will be like a litmus test for Keon. So he wanted some great competition at his men's open debut. Well, now he will have to battle it out with a former Open Olympia champion. So the great thing about this upcoming Prague Pro is that we will get to see the best of both Keon and Samson Dauda, since they weren't at their personal best at the Olympia this year and they both came in off, especially Samson. So what do you guys think? Who is going to be the next Prague Pro champion? Can Martin Fitzwater shock the bodybuilding world and beat both Samson Dauda and Keon? Because let's just face it, some fans out there, even some experts out there, they had Martin beating Samson Dauda for that 4th place. Before you scroll or blink too hard, have you subscribed yet? Please don't make me bring out the emotional blackmail. Hit that subscribe button and turn on the bell icon. It's free, it's painless, and that makes me look way cooler than I actually am. So this picture of Goodvito and the former Olympia champion, Keone, that shows the immense talent that Goodvito has and how dominant of a competitor this guy can be in the future if he does a few things right. First and foremost, improve his posing and presentation, which obviously needs a lot of work. So this was one of the best looks of Keone that we saw in the past 3 or 4 years. The leg size was back, the detail was there, and he looked very comparable to the guys like Nick Walker. Now, the detail in Brendan's legs, that isn't anywhere close to a guy like Goodvito, who is just so superior in that area. Plus the back density of Goodvito, that also looked absolutely insane. So it is so crazy that Vito's back lat, that is one of his strongest poses. But when it comes to his back double biceps, that is like his weakest shot. He does have the width, he does have the lower half, but the upper half, that needs more density, that needs more thickness. But when he says he will strive to make top 5 next year, that is a very realistic claim, since this was just his Olympia debut and he made a very big statement. So Goodvito was spotted in the gym training hamstrings today. So normally the competitors, they take some time off after a long grueling prep until they start training, especially legs again. Unless of course they are competing again in the near future. So will Goodvito jump into one of these post-Olympia shows and secure an early Olympia qualification? Maybe the big man weekend. Well, I sure hope that he does, because that way he can have a very relaxed and a full-blown off-season for 2026. So the one thing that you have to love about these Brazilian shows is that somehow they have the most exciting athletes meet and greet and the press conference. They always give the crowd a great showdown by doing a pose down. And the scenes at Brazil Pro, which is scheduled this weekend, they weren't any different. The stars of this year's classic physique, especially Terrence, he's there to compete, and he gave the crowd a sneak peek of what to expect tomorrow. So Fabio Jr., another pro from Brazil, he looked spectacular as well. So he's also a multiple times Olympian, and I can only say, if only he had bare legs, this guy would have been placing top 10 at the Olympia every single year. He certainly has one of the best back in the entire classic physique division right now. And both Terrence and Fabio, they have gone head to head before, and that was at Dubai Pro a couple of years back. And we will have another showdown this weekend, although the physique that Terrence has now, that is way better compared to what it used to be back in 2023. Still props to Terrence for traveling out there to Brazil and competing in this show, despite having earned his Olympia spot for next year by placing top 3. So hit the thumbs up button if you liked the video and smash the subscribe button if you wanna come back for more. Thanks for watching.